So we're here with Joe Keatinge, the writer of Glory and Hell Yeah.
Correct.
Thanks a lot for meeting with us.
Oh yeah, of course.
So let's start with Glory.
Okay.
First issue's out now, and second coming out, or second is out?
Yeah. Oh no, second is out. Third one comes out in 2 weeks.
So, how did you end up with this assignment? How did you end up with Glory?
Eric Stevenson, his publisher Image, is a good friend, and he was looking to do this extreme line thing, and he just asked me, he's like, "Hey man, like what you're doing? You interested in pitching for this?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I was a huge fan of stuff back in the day, back in the '90s, and yeah.
So you're following, Alan Moore in the run.
Yeah.
Pressure?
It's been like 10 years, So, but yes, still, but yeah, it's obviously big shoes to fill, but it's fun. So yeah, I know.
You're taking a different approach with Glory. Tell us a little bit about your twist on the character.
Well, I just, I'm tired of all female superheroes looking the same, and like looking like supermodels. Like I want one that looks like she's actually a warrior and she could like tear someone's head off. So and she does. So spoilers for that. Sorry. So yeah, so Ross Campbell and I kind of talked about it, figured it out, and like came up with a very different look. It's a book about this. It's about a warrior, so she shouldn't look like she's, on the runway or whatever. She looks like she again tears someone's head off.
Well, at the end of issue 1, she is not looking good at all. Or 23, I guess. Your first issue.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. Yeah, she's pretty messed up. Spoilers again. But yeah.
Now, did you make the pitch with Ross Campbell in mind? Was he paired with you? How did this collaboration come together?
So I had no artist. I just pitched, a story. And then Stevenson and I actually was here at Emerald City Comic Con last year. And he was like, "Hey, like, now on board is like, who do you think would be good for Prophet?" I was like, "Dude, the best sci-fi comic right now is King City. They want to do a sci-fi version of Prophet, like you hire Brandon Graham." So he brought Brandon Graham on, and like he kind of, since like there was no one else really involved with it at that point, the Extreme line, he was kind of like my go-to guy for stuff, So yeah, so I was kind of having a hard time finding an artist. He's like, "Based on what you're telling me, you should get Ross Campbell." I was like, "You think he's available?" Like, he's a popular guy. And I talked to Ross, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm really into this, and just make sure you have her punch in the tank in the first issue, and I'm in." I was like, "All right, like I can. That's a request I can go with, So yeah."
So how far out are you plotted on this? How far do you? You got 6 issues, 12. What are you looking at here?
77. Issue 100 is what I want to end on. People gotta to buy it, and editorials gotta like it, and because who knows? Cause work for hire. But as long as they'll have me, I can do it until 100 would be my last issue.
Fantastic. So let's talk about another one of yours. Hell Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Give us a little nutshell on Hell Yeah.
Hell Yeah is about the first generation raised in a world where superheroes exist. It takes place now. The superheroes that were not around in World War II or whatever. And it's about this guy. It starts out about this guy named Ben Day. And he's just a dick, right? He doesn't like the whole superhero thing or whatever. And but circumstances force him to kind of be part of this world. It's about him kind of resisting and the world kind of attracting him into it, and because versions of him are dying throughout the multiverse. You got to figure that out so he doesn't die next.
So this is like a big, universe, multiverse spanning comic then.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge book, I know how to end, but I don't think I'll get there for a really long time. So
this is another ongoing then for you.
Oh, yeah. It's a huge book. I'm doing some big stuff.
And this is creator-owned. This isn't work for hire.
Creator-owned,
so you have had complete control over this from day one. And talk about your artist selection on this.
So I just kind of do still. I edited a book called Popgun, and it's an anthology. And there's an artist in there named Andrzej Zamanowicz. And I just like the stuff. And then I was trying to figure out an artist for this book. And Mark Andrew Smith, who's my co-editor in Popgun, was like, "You should work with Andre." This is years ago now. And I was like, "Yeah, man, let's do it. Let's do it." So I emailed Andre. I was like, "Hey, you want to make a comic?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we did it.
That's simple.
Well, I mean, no.
We're simplifying things. But
yeah, for sure. I'm gonna drink some water on camera. Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, we're unofficially sponsored by PBR, so if pop a PBR, you're good. So
PBR.
that's right, Beer Kings
What's
right
for
there.
dinner?
So what what else you got in the hopper? I mean, you got two things going. You're on fire. What else?
So you don't turn the camera because I don't want to say, but I'm doing a book with this guy over here. So yeah. So don't say his name. So it's secret.
Okay,
But
I won't.
But you know.
I know.
You know.
I know.
That's our thing. You can know that.
What's this book going to be sort of about?
I don't want to talk about it too much yet. It's a crime book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Superhero crime or more realistic?
It's completely different from anything I've ever done.
Mhm.
Completely. Like it's a totally different. It's. I mean, there's a very small sci-fi element to it. Very, 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 very small.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it's just like people killing each other. I've got a couple other things, but that's as much as I want to say at this point in time. At this juncture.
Is this like a 2012 thing or maybe early 2013? What are you looking at maybe?
It's a great question. I think early 2012, early 2013.
Okay, cool. So let's wrap this up the way we always do. Oh.
Frank Cho and I are doing a book.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's yeah. You know, you like stuff, Frank Cho.
I do like stuff, and I like Frank Cho.
Yeah. He's great. Yeah, we're co-writing a book that he's drawing eventually called Brutal.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming through Image Comics. It's about a woman who's an assassin of only superheroes, supervillains, and shit gets real. I'm sorry, stuff gets real.
No, that's okay. We curse a lot.
Oh, shit gets real, for real.
Now, have you talked to Frank Cho about? I mean, because Frank Cho has a certain style when he draws the ladies. It's very different than Glory. Have you talked to him about making her battle hardened, or are we going to be seeing more runway type from him?
I think I'd be interested. Yeah, I mean, when this is our baby. It's not like my thing, and I brought to him, and we're co-writing it. You know what I mean? So like, and I don't mean like I'm plotting it. And he's whatever. I mean like it's like our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a big rare. So and I want him to have fun. She's gonna kick a lot of ass. I don't think she'll be Glory big. Glory's pretty big.
Yeah.
Glory's pretty massive actually. So I don't think we're gonna go that far. But yeah,
Cool.
The end.
The end.
I don't have anything else to say about it.
All right, so let's wrap this up the way we always do with
All right.
what's your issue? What's the comic that you read that's so crazy and wild and out there that you just find yourself talking to your friends about it?
Mickey and the Air Pirate. Mickey Mouse meets the Air Pirates.
Mhm.
That's I think it's like one of the most important comics ever made. Air Pirates down on the a bunch of cartoonists. I think it was in the early 70s. We're like, hey, let's take it to the man. Let's make a bootleg Mickey Mouse comic, and basically with the intent of getting sued over it, so it would validate their comic as an actual Mickey Mouse comic.
Yeah, didn't they like sneak it into the boardroom or something?
Yeah, he didn't even sneak. He like dropped it off at like the main animator's desk, and it's a comic about Mickey Mouse smuggling dope. It's just like a bunch of kids right here. I don't know. It's just and like there's sex stuff. I can't really say much. There's like kids like right here.
It's a directional mic. They can't hear you. You whisper.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So there's dirty stuff, and it's Mickey Mouse, so it's really weird. But yeah, that's it. That's my issue.
I think it's amazing that they actually managed to make a second issue of it. There was issue 1, and there's a second one that's.
There's also a newspaper they did, a one-off newspaper thing. Yeah, like it's like one thing they did. But yeah, it's amazing, and they got insanely sued over it. There's a book called. Something. Let's Google Dan O'Neill, book, Mickey Mouse. Something will come up.
Something will come up.
I think it's Mickey and the Air Pirates is the name of the book. I'm not exactly sure. Something like that.
All right. Well, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Enjoy the show and continued success.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you.